Yeah, yeah. Oh, in 68, the year began with tension rising in Vietnam. Khe Sanh sat near the borderline, a base the U.S. chose to define. North Vietnamese had built their force to cut the South supply and course. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The goal was clear, provoke and strain, to draw U.S. troops into terrain. Khe Sanh siege, the pressure grew, a test of strength in what they do. The base was hit with mortar fire, and troops dug in through mud and wire. The U.S. saw strategic worth to hold the base and guard the north. 1,000 Marines held the ground while tens of thousands moved around. The siege began in late January with shelling fierce and movement wary. The goal was clear, provoking strain, to draw U.S. troops into terrain. Khe Sanh siege, the lines were tight, with air support by day and night. Operation Niagara brought the planes to bomb the hills and clear the lanes. The North dug trenches, laid their mines, and tried to breach the U.S. lines. But B-52s dropped heavy loads on enemy camps and jungle roads. The base endured for 60 days through constant fire and smoky haze. The goal was clear, provoke and strain, to draw U.S. troops into terrain. Khe Sanh siege, the fight held firm with air and ground and long-term churn. The North attacked but couldn't break, the U.S. lines refused to shake. While Khe Sanh drew the world's eye, the Tet Offensive soon ran high. Cities fell and chaos spread, though Khe Sanh held, the cost was spared. The siege distracted U.S. might, while Tet revealed a broader fight. In April, reinforcements came to lift the siege and end the strain. Operation Pegasus broke the ring and cleared the roads for everything. The North pulled back, the siege was done, but questions rose about what was won. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The goal was clear, provoke and strain, to draw U.S. troops into terrain. Khe Sanh siege, the base survived, but doubts about the cost arrived. Though tactically it held its ground, the broader war had shifted around. The base was later shut and cleared, despite the fight that once appeared. Strategic value came in doubt as broader plans were carried out. The siege had drained both time and men and left the press to ask again. The goal was clear, provoke and strain, to draw U.S. troops into terrain. Khe Sanh siege, a costly stand, with shifting goals and changing plans. Though held with force and heavy air, its closure showed a lack of care. The siege became a symbol wide of how the war could turn and slide. A base defended with great might, yet closed without a lasting fight. It showed the limits of control when broader war consumed the gold. The goal was clear, provoke and strain, to draw U.S. troops into terrain. Khe Sanh siege, the lesson stayed of how the war was fought and weighed. A tactical win but not complete, as strategy faced full retreat. The siege was studied far and near in men legacy schools each year. It showed the strength of air and ground, but also where the flaws were found. The North had used the siege to draw attention from their Tet war law. While Khe Sanh held, the cities fell and public trust began to quell. The siege was part of broader play to shift the war another way. The goal was clear, provoke and strain, to draw U.S. troops into terrain. Khe Sanh siege, the war's loud stage, where strategy met jungle cage. A win was claimed but not complete, the war moved on with no retreat. From trench and shell to airstrike sound, Khe Sanh held firm on shaky ground. A siege that shaped the war zone book, where escalation the words. Shell to airstrike sound, Khe Sanh held firm on shaky ground. A siege that shaped the war zone book, where escalation overtook.